Native America, from the colorful forest of Maine to the white splendor of Alaska, from the tropical paradise of Hawaii to the desert tranquility of the Southwest, and to the rustic expanse of the Great Plains. Native America, home to more than 2 million American Indians, Alaska Natives, and Native Hawaiians. Contrary to the beauty of their homelands, Native communities have endured some of the nation's poorest economic conditions and the social ills stemming from poverty for generations.
They were treated not as independent or sovereign nations with access to the infrastructure and financial resources of other communities, but in many ways they were left on their own without any of the critical resources that they needed to build their economies.
During the past decade, quietly, methodically, many tribal communities have embraced the transformative economic strategies of private sector community development financial institutions, CDFIs.
It is a financial institution that looks not only to achieve financial or economic returns, but it also looks to have social returns.
They work outside the margins of where the economic mainstream is, to help those people and communities outside the mainstream join the mainstream. But it's also equally important that we're helping those mainstream institutions, whether they're banks or government, recognize the potential of these opportunity markets.
In 1994, the Department of Treasury created the CDFI Fund to promote economic revitalization and community development through investment in and assistance to CDFIs. The CDFI Fund administers and fully funds a set of Native-specific training programs. First Nations Oweesta Corporation has emerged as a leading federal contractor delivering these programs to tribal communities.
First Nations Oweesta Corporation is a national nonprofit organization that works in Native communities throughout the United States. We focus on the development of community development financial institutions, as well as financial education and asset building programs. And we also work with Native communities to strengthen their entrepreneurship environments.
Home ownership, personal savings, full employment, and economic development through small business ventures have historically been nearly non-existent in many Native communities. In 2001, the CDFI Fund completed the Native American Lending Study to examine the root causes and barriers to economic growth and personal entrepreneurship in tribal communities.
The goals of the Native American Lending Study were really to look at access to capital, credit, and personal financial literacy in Native communities throughout the United States. This study looked at those issues, more importantly made recommendations about policy changes that could be taken by federal and tribal folks as well as private industry to be able to alleviate the barriers that were keeping credit, capital, and financial education from really having a positive impact in Native communities.
Since 1999, Oweesta has been partnering with a growing number of Native CDFIs to economically empower self-sufficient Native communities across the country. 10 years ago, only 2 Native CDFIs existed. Today, there are nearly 60. Since 2003, Oweesta has helped establish more than 55 financial education and match savings programs in tribal communities. To date, Oweesta has dispersed 24 loans to 15 organizations, totaling $3.1 million.
The role of CDFIs goes well beyond the financing. It's changed the way the communities start thinking about themselves, and they start seeing opportunity where they didn't see it before. And they start seeing hope, and they start seeing success.
Look beyond the statistics, and you will see the true rewards of Oweesta's work in the lives of thousands of Native people through Oweesta's strategic CDFI partnerships. Oweesta and their Native CDFI partners are educating and supporting individual tribal members as they start and expand their community-based small businesses throughout the country. Native entrepreneurs offering organic beauty products in Maine and landscape service in South Dakota are honing their business acumen through workshops, seminars, and other Native CDFI programs and services. From entrepreneurship to housing, the Native CDFI movement is making a profound impact on tribal communities, transforming their neighborhoods with new, affordable housing in Anchorage and navigating the complicated process of home loans on Native trust land in New Mexico. As Native CDFIs continue to improve the economies in their tribal communities, their role as advocates for change are now influencing policy decisions at tribal, state, and national levels. Native CDFIs, such as Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, now have a seat at the table where national policy is crafted. As the work of Oweesta and their native CDFI partners expands over the next decade, the future looks bright for thousands of additional Native people.
There is a commitment to the CDFI strategy that is going to change what happens in the communities where we work. And so what's happening for Native CDFIs, I think, is they're arriving at just the right moment. And with Oweesta, they have just the right kind of leadership.
Guided by their vision where Native communities establish sustainable, vibrant, and healthy economies, Oweesta relies on the Native values of self-sufficiency, wise resource management, and entrepreneurship, which has served Native people well for thousands of years. Oweesta leads the renewal of these Native values in today's modern tribal communities through financial education and asset building programs and entrepreneurship support systems. These powerful community development tools serve as the catalyst for transforming Native communities, lifting tribal members out of poverty, expanding home ownership, and providing jobs and creating small businesses, all while replacing despair with hope and building a better future for the next generation.